Stephen Fennick from Tech Guide here, and we have all of the new iPhones. We've got them here. We've got the 17 Pro and Pro Max, we've got the 17, and we have the iPhone Air. And what we're going to do in this video is try to pick the phone that's right for you. We're going to go through each of the phones, talk about the design, the battery, the camera, and the value. And we're going to give you our opinion on what the ideal iPhone to suit the right user. Okay. Let's start off with the iPhone Air, and boy, when you grab it in your hand, it is certainly super thin. You can check that out in my hand. You can barely see it side on. Now, this is obviously has a striking design. It is just 5.6 millimeters thick. It only weighs 165 grams, and it is really impressive. Everyone I've handed this to, they're all really impressed. They say, wow, as soon as they see it, and it does really have that impression. So if you are a real design focus, really want to impress people with your device, then this is probably something to consider. Other things to mention, it does have only a single camera. So you do have the single 48 megapixel fusion camera. And it is, look how super thin it is. I'll put it up against the 17 Pro Max, and you can tell right there just how thin it really is. So that is remarkable in itself. It does feel great in the hand. So if you are wanting to be impressed each day, as I have been, I've been using this for the last 4 or 5 days as my daily driver. It is really nice to hold, very light. I've resisted putting a case on it. I didn't want to sort of cover the design and thicken the phone. I wanted to experience the full thinness of the device. One thing to note, it does have a eSIM only connection. So it is, if you have a physical SIM card, you will have to convert it to an eSIM. I think probably the precursor to Apple having only eSIM available here in Australia. I know in the United States that for the last, I think, 3 years, iPhones have been eSIM only across the board. So I think this is probably the test balloon to say, well, you know what, let's see how this one performs, and we're going to get rid of the SIM card in the same way they got rid of the headphone jack. So Apple have got, they're big enough and bold enough company to do that, make that kind of move. They could potentially do that with the iPhone Air. So with the iPhones moving forward, I should say. But as I said, really nice design. Beautifully crafted, and will impress people, and including yourself when you pick it up every day. But are you the right user for this phone? Are you willing to just have one camera? Are you going to be using this device all day as your workhorse? Then maybe on the battery side, it may let you down. The iPhone Air has a 3,149 milliamp hour battery. Now, in comparison, do you remember the Samsung S25 Edge was 5.8 millimeters thick, did have a SIM card tray, had a 3,900 milliamp hour battery. I did review that phone and found the battery to perform really well. My experience with the iPhone Air so far, the battery does tend to fade late afternoon, evening, especially if you've had a big day on the device. And I found that like at 7, 8 o'clock, it was sort of down to 10% and needed a charge. If I was heading out, I would have needed to charge the device. So that's also something to keep in mind. If you are going to use this as your main work phone, being on it all day and on it a lot, yeah, it's great that it's thin, but the battery may not be enough for you to last the day. So just something to consider. Price-wise, starts at 1,799 Australian dollars, and starts at 256 gig as well. The memory capacities, you can go all the way up to a terabyte if you want, but it'll obviously cost you more money. But overall, I think this is a good device for maybe a light user, entry-level user. Pro users, I think, should look elsewhere, but I think the other sort of more stylish, trend and fashion-conscious user, the iPhone Air, may suit them perfectly. Okay, let's move on up through the lineup, and let's talk about the iPhone 17. This, I think, is probably one of the best value options in the lineup. This has inherited a lot of features from the Pro models, including the XDR Super Retina display. It does actually have a slightly bigger screen, so the display is 6.3 inches because they've made the bezels even thinner. Has anodized aluminium edges and a glass back with some nice colors. I quite like the colors. This is obviously, I think it's called mist blue, but dual camera design here, dual cameras, and pretty sharp design. I think it's probably going to be, in my opinion, probably the best-selling device on the out of the range. So you can see it here for yourself. The two cameras on board, again, dual 48 megapixel fusion cameras. You get the same center stage camera on the front. You're also getting, it has the Pro Motion 120 hertz refresh rate as well, variable refresh rate on the front, the same as what you would get in the Pro models. And camera system, again, fantastic images, videos, not quite at the Pro level, but definitely a step above the iPhone Air. I think probably the most suitable camera for everybody, because yes, some people are more pro, some people are more entry. This, I think, caters for most customers. And so I think probably offers the better value. So I honestly think this is probably the device to recommend. If I'm gonna people ask me which iPhone should I buy, then I say to them, well, if photography's not the prime reason that you are buying this device, if you're happy with a near pro camera, then I would say, why spend the extra money on a Pro model? If you're not a pro level photographer or want that kind of camera at your disposal, then I'd say opt for the iPhone 17. It's got great battery life. The battery capacity is 3,692 milliamp hours, so roughly around the same as iPhone 16, slightly higher than the iPhone 16. So in terms of design, great. Cameras, excellent. Battery, fantastic. So this provides the ultimate value. I think if you're on the fence about the Air, I think if there's any doubt, I've got a saying, if there's any doubt, leave it out. If you doubt that the iPhone Air is going to suit your needs, is the battery might conk out on you, or you really want more than just one camera, then iPhone 17 all day. I honestly think across the whole lineup, I'd say the iPhone 17 offers so many features for the price. Starts at 1,399 Australian dollars, and that's with a higher entry memory capacity as well, 256 gig. So yeah, iPhone 17 would be my pick of the bunch. Okay, let's move across to the Pro models, and here we have the iPhone 17 Pro Max, and here we have the iPhone 17 Pro. Now, obviously, these are top of the line. These are the most expensive. They have the best cameras. They also have a different design as well this year. What I really like, they've got the unibody design. So if you can look closely, it's got a really clean design. So with the others, they've got different screen when it's sort of the edge and then sort of merging into the back panel. These are all different components, and while the look's okay, I really like the clean look of the unibody. So they're basically, what they've done is just similar to what they do with their MacBooks. They've created one big piece of metal and carved out the space for all the components. So as your MacBook Air, your MacBook Pro, that's exactly how they do it. And so what that's done, it's added a little bit of strength. It's added a lot of strength, actually. They've moved away from titanium, although I should mention the iPhone Air is made of titanium and quite strong as well. I forgot to mention that earlier. This is, Apple says, the most durable iPhone they've ever created. So one thing I forgot to mention earlier. So really strong. If there's no fear for this bending or having any kind of durability issues, the iPhone Air being made of titanium, Apple says the most sturdy iPhone they've ever built. But back to the the 17 Pro Max, and again, the unibody design is really nice. You can see again the big camera plateau they've got here. The antenna runs around that plateau as well, as it does with the 17. So there's the 17 Pro. Similar unibody design, just different colors. We'll talk about colors in a moment, but again, you've got the triple camera system, 3 48 megapixel fusion cameras, so many pro features as well, like ProRes RAW and so many other. If you're really into your photography, videography, and want to include iPhone in your workflow, then there's no doubt that this is the phone for you. The 17 Pro and the Pro Max. These are the devices that will suit you. Now, with the camera plateau, what Apple's done, similar to what they did with the Air, with the similar plateau, they've used this space to fit more of the circuitry, architecture, other stuff to make room for an even larger battery. The battery on the 17 Pro Max is 5,088 milliamp hours. That's nearly 9% more than the 16 Pro Max. And the Pro, that has a 4,252 milliamp hour battery. That's a massive 18.7% increase over the iPhone 16 Pro. So battery-wise, these aren't going to let you down. These are going to be a day and a half, potentially 2 days, depending on how much you use it. So no risk of this conking out the same afternoon that you took it off the charger at 100%. So design, I really like. Let's talk colors. The good old cosmic orange appears to be the hero color this year. So maybe not everyone's cup of tea, although from the rumors and the renders, it isn't as garish as I thought it would be. It's actually not too bright and bold and orange. It's actually not too bad. I do like the deep blue. So for the first time, Apple doesn't have a black Pro. They don't have a black Pro iPhone, and so deep blue would be as close as you can get. So that would be worth thinking about. But just in terms of the Pro and the Pro Max, they are identical devices. Camera's the same. The only difference, of course, is the battery capacity and the screen sizes. So you've got 6.3, and you've also then got 6.9 inches for the display. So again, I reckon if you are a high-end user, pro user, that you want as much out of your camera is why you buy an iPhone. You don't buy an iPhone 17 Pro because it makes good phone calls. You buy it because it takes amazing photos and shoots incredible videos as well. So definitely, if you are that pro level user, it's a no-brainer that this is for you, as would be the 17 Pro. So it depends on how much you want to spend with these devices. But if you are that pro user, you love the camera, you want the long battery life, you like the design, and you're willing to pay a little bit more, these are more expensive, then these are the lineup for you. So there is the iPhone 17 lineup. If you haven't made your mind up yet, well, we hope our video has shown you the features and described the type of user that would be best suited to each device. You can also read our complete reviews at techguide.com.au. Thanks for watching.